All right. Good morning, Kern. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well.
Okay. We're here at NAMI Greater Houston, and I'm just going to take a few minutes to talk to Kern and about his work he does with NAMI Greater Houston. So, thanks for being on today.
I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. So, tell me, what is NAMI Greater Houston? NAMI, first of all.
NAMI Greater Houston is the Houston affiliate of the National Alliance on Mental Illness. We offer several things. We have support groups and classes for people with mental health diagnoses. Okay. We also have support groups and classes for their family and loved ones. And we have the Warmline Resource Center, of which I'm the manager.
Okay.
And we also do advocacy with the legislature, and we do outreach and information for the community, and everything we do is free.
All right, so you mentioned advocacy. You guys go to, as a clubhouse, we would go along with you guys to Capitol Day. Do you guys still do that?
Yeah.
Where we go and
Yes.
advocate and speak about mental health services and funding necessary, right?
Yes, we have a bus that we take when the Texas legislature is in session, and we meet with lawmakers and try to advocate and educate in order to get more access to mental health for those with the mental health diagnoses, and also importantly, we try to get people mental health treatment rather than having them put into jails or prisons. And this current just passed legislative session, we had a couple of real victories.
Okay.
So we're encouraged by that.
Okay. So first, written Kristen again. What inspired you to want to work with NAMI Greater Houston?
When I was coming out of a low point in my own personal recovery, I was volunteering with organizations that helped people with alcohol and drug substance use disorders, but also mental health. That's out of my counseling background from my career, and I went to a volunteer orientation for something called NAMI Greater Houston, which I was not aware of.
Oh, wow.
And what I found is that I became a volunteer here, found it meaningful and powerful, and very important to me personally. And so I was a volunteer here 7 years ago, and then eventually I was put on staff when the pandemic began back in 2020.
That was a lot of mental health stuff around that, right?
There was a lot of people who had never experienced mental health issues during the pandemic.
Became real evident. Okay, so you said you're the manager of the C Center. So tell me about a little more deeper what you guys do. You have a warm line, so people call in looking for resources, right, and information?
Yes, and the most important thing we do at the Warmline, the C Center Warmline, is listen to people, and then we try to problem solve with them and see if there are resources in our large community resource database that will help them, either for themselves or often for their loved ones who are experiencing a mental health crisis. We're not a crisis line, but what we offer is the support and the education and the advocacy for people who are contacting us. And the advocacy is getting them information and resources. We don't do individual advocacy, we do it in legislation, but we give people the resources so that they can have next steps to address whatever's going on.
Okay, awesome. So our next question is, how important is peer support to you?
Peer support is vitally important to me. As a peer, person in long-term recovery from my dual diagnosis, peer support is something that I engage in terms of meetings and education for myself, but also NAMI is a peer-driven organization where largely almost everything we do is done by volunteers. And then also peer support in terms of the mental health peer support, people who intern here and go on to work in the field. I'm a mental health peer specialist, and also I'm a peer specialist supervisor, and I supervise those mental health peer specialist interns here.
Okay.
But everything's about peer support and getting people connected to what they need so they can pursue their own recovery.
Okay, so so there are classes and support groups for individuals facing mental illness, and then classes and support groups for the family members or the caregivers.
Yes.
Also, and those are run by people who have personal experience, right?
Yes, they're peers, and there it is again. People who run our support groups for people with mental health diagnosis have their own mental health diagnosis and their own recovery. And just as the people who do the family support groups have loved ones or family members that have experienced mental health issues, so the lived experience is a vital part of being a peer, and that's what they bring along with the training that they receive for the support groups.
It's very powerful, yeah. So please tell me about some things that NAMI Greater Houston has coming up that you may want us to know about.
Well, we're expanding, and we're going to be going into Waller County, Walker County, San Jacinto County, and Liberty County.
Wow.
Here in the near future.
Okay.
And so we're expanding our signature programs, the support groups and the classes, and getting beyond our original Harris County, Fort Bend County, and Montgomery County of the greater Houston area.
Wow, so your reach is expanding because the need is so incredible.
Yes, it is.
Right now, right?
Yes.
That is great. That is awesome, of the work you guys are doing. Okay, last question. If one of our viewers needs support, how would they get that? How would they contact you guys?
We have the Warmline number. It's 713-970-4483. You also can go to our website, NAMIGreaterHouston.org, and fill out a request for assistance form, and that comes to us here. And also you can email us at ccenter@NAMIGreaterHouston.org.
Okay, so one last thing, just a point is NAMI is national, right? There's affiliates all over. You said that earlier, but tell me more about that.
NAMI is the oldest and the largest mental health advocacy organization in the country, and it began back in the 70s with several families sitting around a table desperate to get help for their loved ones with serious mental illness. And so it operates on the national stage, and then NAMI Texas is our state affiliate, and then, as I said, NAMI Greater Houston is one of the local affiliates here in Texas.
All right, okay. All right, Kern, we're gonna send this out and put some information in the description box about what you said. Would you like to say anything else about NAMI Greater Houston?
I just would like to say that we're all in this together, and that recovery is something that's available to everyone.
And it's possible.
And it's very possible.
All right, thanks, Kern. Thank you for being on the video today.
You're very welcome.